Hi ladies, it's Katie. I am just so excited for Thursday's Bunco night, but I wanted to make a quick short video for you because I know some of you have never played. So this will give you some ideas of how the game is played, so when you come, you feel comfortable, you're ready to play, and you're excited to win. Alright, so here we go. Welcome to the game of Bunco. At a table there will be 4 players, and the player that is sitting across from you at that table will be your partner. Player 1 is partners with player 3, and player 2 is partners with player 4. You will also have one of you be the scorekeeper, and you will make sure that you track all of the points for every person who rolls. Your scorecard shows what phase you are on. So round 1, you're trying to roll 1s. Round 2, you're trying to roll 2s, and so on and so forth. So the point is, we're on round 1. Player 1 will roll and try to roll a 1. When you have scored a point, you get to roll again. So I've rolled a 1, so I get 1, 2, and then I am done. So the scorekeeper will then write how many points that I scored on my turn. Now I pass the dice to the left, and it is now player 2's turn. Player 2 rolls. Oh my gosh, I just rolled a bunco! Woo! So get wild and crazy. Bunco is when you are on a certain round. So I am on round 1, and I rolled all 1s. That is a bunco, and that is worth 21 points. So what the scorekeeper will do is then mark the 21 points for the player, circle it, and the player actually gets to keep rolling. If we were at the head table, the number 1 table, the game would be over and everyone would have to stop playing and we would move on to the second round. But we'll just pretend for time's sake that the game isn't over yet. And so now the player 2 rolls again. No 1s this time. So she's done with her turn and you're going to pass to the next player. Now it is player 3's turn. Player 3 rolls. There's 1, and that's all that I scored. So scorekeeper marks how many, and then we move on to player 4. So we go all the way around the table trying to get points. That person scored 0 points, so now it's my turn again. You keep rolling and trying to get 1s until the first table, table number 1, honks their horn and tells you that it's the end of the round. Okay, the round is over, and so now it's time to mark your score. Team 1 only scored 3 points. So on the first game, in the first section, they would write 3. The second team earned 21 points. So game 1, round 1, they would write 21 points. The reason we have 21 circled is that so the table knows that that was a bunco. And the person who rolled the bunco will then come down to the section where it says buncos and make a tally mark for 1 bunco. Their teammate does not get the extra point for the bunco. They get to keep the points for the total, but they do not get a tally mark for the bunco. Only the person who rolled the bunco will get that tally mark. So team 2, them, scored 21 points, and team us, team 1, only scored 3. So they lost, and team them won. So you would write a W or an L next to your number, whichever one happened, whether you won or lost. And then you make a tally in the win section or the loss section, depending on the game. Now it's time for round 2. Okay, so we've marked our score on our scorecard with our points and a W for win or an L for loss, and we are ready to move on to round 2. But before we do that, now we need to switch it up a bit. We need to switch tables and we need to switch partners. So how we switch tables is the winners from each table will move up to the next table in numerical order. So table 6 winners will move to table 5. Table 5 will move to table 4. Table 4 will move to table 3. Table 3 will move to table 2. And table 2 will move to table 1. The losers of those tables will stay. The only place that the losers will move is table 1. If you are at the head table and you have lost, then you will move from table 1 all the way back to the beginning to table number 6. So just to re-clarify, the winners on every table move except for the number 1 table, the head table. That's where the losers will move to the very end of the line back to table number 6. Are we clear as mud? Once you have switched tables, you also then need to switch partners. So if you were the winners of table 6, you will not sit across from each other at table 5. You will now sit catty corner to each other. That way you have different partners for each round. I'm not sure if you could hear me over the baby, but we switch partners. Hi, bud. Hi. Are you just wanting to make the video? Yeah. Okay, so once we have switched all of our tables and all of our partners, we are ready for round number 2, where we are rolling for 2s. All right, Bunco players, we are ready for round number 2. So it's the same thing as round number 1, except now we're trying to roll for 2s. We have switched tables, we have switched partners, and we are ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 3. So that's the end of my turn. All right, and you go back to your designated scorekeeper, and they will keep the points. Now it's player number 2's turn, and we're rolling for 2s. 2, 3, 4, 4. Player 3, 1, 1. And player number 4, 0. All right, so let's say table number 1 has already gotten their 21, so they sound the horn and game is over. We've ended with a tie. So what we need to do is then we need to do a roll off. Everyone will get one more turn, and we will roll and see which team scores the most 2s. One. Oh, yeah. Okay, so player 3 rolled 1. The rest of us rolled 0. So player 3 and 4 will now be the winners. That doesn't change their score, but they did win the round. So we will mark our scorecards with 4 points, and we will write W for a win. Make sure that you put a little tally mark. No one scored Buncos that time, but I do want to speak to you about baby Buncos. So we were on round number 2. If someone were to roll 3 3s, that would be a baby Bunco because it's all the same numbers on the dice, but not the same number as the round. So for baby Buncos, what you would do is the scorekeeper would write a number 5 and we circle it. That way we know that that's a Bunco and not just scored points. When you have a baby Bunco at the end of the round, you want to make sure that the player who rolled the baby Bunco makes a tally mark for the baby Bunco. Remember, only the person who rolled the Bunco gets that tally mark. Your partner does not get a point for the baby Bunco when you are the one who rolls it. At the end of the round, we're going to keep doing that. Then we're going to switch tables and switch partners again, all the way up through 6. After round number 6, what we will do is we will tally up our points and write down the total. So let's say I scored 140. I write that down just so I have it. We're going to do this all over again for game number 2. if time allows, I guess. A lot of times people can play up to 4 games, but just depending on the time, because we have so many ladies coming that we might only get to game number 2. So once we get through game number 2, let's say I scored 75. What I want to do then is I want to tally up all of my points. I don't know why I did this because I'm not a mathematician. Okay, so there's my total points for the Bunco and end of the night. Let's say this, we played all through this, we played all through that, and we are ready to see all of our winners. There are going to be multiple winners, so make sure that you have everything tallied up, your wins, your losses, your Buncos, your baby Buncos, and your total points, all written down on your card. That way we can quickly figure out who's won the prizes. All right, you guys, I hope those videos were helpful. I am super excited for Thursday. Make sure that you bring $10, your dish, and some of your luck. All right, if you have any more questions about how to play Bunco, because I'm sure I've confused a few people or left a million things out, feel free to message me or just show up and come have some fun. All right, we'll see you on Thursday.